crispy.
So, hello everybody, welcome back to another DC Reviews. We've got 5 people here with us today. So starting on this side. So first we got
Logan Wilson.
and
That
then
was plain.
Jackson Chapman.
Jonah Morgan.
and the glorious return of
Attaboy.
Taylor Johnson.
and as usual your host Christian Hopkins. Yes,
That's okay.
Christian Hopkins. And today we're here to talk about what is widely considered the greatest superhero movie of all time with The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Preach.
Hadn't
Preach.
seen it before 2 seconds ago. You
Well,
didn't believe.
Hey, by the way,
I hadn't seen it.
by the way-
I've seen so much of it from yeah.
It's a heavily memed movie.
Alright, we got this set up cooking now. Christian's got
Yeah.
this ring light here. We got your crispy mic here.
Hey, I said it looked like
Listen,
a podcast.
When you got 400 something subscribers on your channel, you make these upgrades. So shout out to
Right.
Christian Hopkins.
Yeah,
for
we got
400 subscribers.
200,000 channel views or something like that.
Almost.
He's on the way up.
The
He's
Iron
going
Man,
places.
the Iron Man edit is getting closer to 200,000.
470.
views.
470. 30 subs away. Get this man to 500.
Come on,
right
'cause
now.
we-
Come on.
Gets me to 1,000 so we can get paid.
So The Dark Knight.
It's a movie.
Man, where do we start?
Yeah.
Mid. I'm so kidding.
Do we want to talk about
Can we talk about the one? Holy crap! Bad
Rachel?
thing? Bad
Yeah.
recast.
Bad recast.
sorry.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say holy crap,
We
bad,
have
but
to
it's
start
off.
with that, man.
Well, I mean that's
Get
like
the
the
bad
biggest.
stuff
we
out of the
get
way.
We get it out of the way, so then so we can gas it up
If
at
it's
the
a
end.
movie, if it's a movie that's good enough, we do the bad like first,
Yeah.
and everything
I
else.
wanna
He
end
was,
on a
he
high
was
note.
here when that format.
No, yeah,
started,
no, yeah,
so-
yeah.
Yeah, I just.
I know. She just, I mean, the first Rachel, that's Katie Holmes, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Katie Holmes, more of an iconic actor than Maggie Gyllenhaal,
Yeah.
right? And so,
Which makes you think, how the
she-
heck is she related to Jake Gyllenhaal?
Oh!
Wait, shut up. Wait, what?
yeah, aren't they brother and sister?
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
No shot.
Someone look it up.
No way.
Chat.
I
Put it
could.
on the
Chat,
comments.
put it on there.
Are you
Chat.
serious right now?
But
bro?
she had some big shoes to fill. Katie Holmes is one of the most iconic actresses, and so
Let's
I
let the
wouldn't-
single guy say something
I
about
wouldn't,
it.
I wouldn't say she's bad in the
I got a
movie.
date, okay?
I
I wouldn't say she's bad in the movie. It's just
Do that.
she didn't give that emotion that a Rachel should.
Uh-huh.
And I thought her acting and some of her lines went flat. Like,
Pretty-
they were supposed to show emotion, and they just didn't.
Older sister of Jake Gyllenhaal. That's insane.
So,
Anyways.
I guess that's...
Yeah,
real-
Some of her
You
lines-
can blame the actress. You can also probably blame some of the writing.
Yeah.
there.
Well, Christopher Nolan does no wrong, so
I
it's
didn't
probably
think
not
she
his
It's
fault.
probably his fault.
I didn't
just
think
joking.
Rachel was like holy crap awful. She was, but like there's that one line that she had that you pointed out where it's after
not do that again.
like shut up. Like yeah.
They just fell off.
Batman they fall off like a 10-story
gigantic
building.
building.
They're fine.
She falls onto a cab, and they should be dead.
Studio audience laughs.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
should be dead, and she's just like,
Let's not do that
let's
again.
not do that again, Bruce. Bruce, I love you. Thank you for
Cue
saving
the
me.
studio
Looks
laugh
at camera, studio audience laughs.
Oh my
iCarly moment.
gosh. But other than that,
I really don't like.
There's nothing else that's bad.
There's nothing
really.
else that really pops out as bad
Not
besides the occasional like one-liner that's kind of like
Because
that.
some characters do it. There's
obviously
there's a
you're
couple
never
characters that
you're
do
never
it.
gonna have a perfect movie. Like that's just
It's,
Yeah, no, like you can't
the
look
reason I
like
don't get
there's
on
never going to be
intense.
an objective perfect movie. Like
Yeah.
each of us may have like in our eyes like a perfect movie to us, but
Not
that doesn't
Logan.
mean like except Logan. But I mean, yeah. Aside from that, there's not a whole lot of other like big things. That's like
Right.
you can go. I
No,
didn't like that.
as a first impression of this movie, there's so many of the lines that like I knew because I'd heard them,
Yeah.
but like some of the story stuff was truly like unexpected.
so.
As Jackson said before,
If your movie has memes in it, that means it is a marketable movie. That means it will do well. You want your movie to be on social media so that more people will go see it and buy tickets to go see your movie. And then your box office score goes up.
It's a very
marketing.
heavily
which
moved movie,
fun
yeah.
fact, this movie is actually the lowest grossing member of the $1 Billion Club.
Wow.
Wow.
Fun
Of
fact.
every movie that's
Still
ever
made $1 billion.
it made $1 billion, but it's like
It's also
of every movie that has made $1 billion, this is the lowest one.
it also has the
Was
best.
it like $1 billion and $1?
it
Close
ju-
to that.
just barely.
It only made $1 billion.
It also has like the best cover art for a
Yeah, we're
movie
sitting here
poster.
staring at it.
It is
It's
so cool.
you know the one.
Jonah, as your first time watching this, talk to us about the opening scene. We all talked. It was
Yeah.
us three
It's
here. You weren't
dark.
here yet,
Truthfully iconic.
but us three were like, no one talk opening scene time because it's so
Yes.
iconic. So what were you thinking about the opening
It's
scene?
darn good. It's ambulance, but better.
Ooh.
It's because there's a
The movie
yeah,
Ambulance.
yeah, bank robbing scene, and you can tell they show this one robber for a little bit as he's like crossing the street, and you can tell there's something like up
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah.
It's revealed to be Joker, and it's not like a big reveal. It's just like, oh,
Yep, there he is.
Joker.
So good.
And they name drop him before he shows up.
Name drop
and
him in the last movie.
yeah, they name drop, and then they name drop him like we're working for. Like they say who they're
It's like,
working
oh,
for,
I
and then,
now
he's
know
like
why
there.
they call him the Joker.
Yeah.
It's like one of the first lines of the movie.
And then the bank heist is so like perfectly well done that he gets into a line of school buses as he's leaving, like to
Right
blend
as
in.
the cops start showing
Right as
up.
the cops show up. It's very
Because
it's
he
very
is
good.
gotta be the smartest villain just in movie history.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Plan
Since
is
we're
very
already on
intelligent.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can go ahead and talk about
Yeah.
how
But that-
legendary.
He is the second best movie villain ever.
Who you giving one spot?
Darth Vader.
Gotta go Vader.
I got
But-
Vader.
If Vader
mean-
didn't exist, then Heath Ledger's Joker is up there by like by a landslide.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like Batman in this movie because of how much the Joker outshines him in this movie.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't necessarily say that, but when you have a villain that portrays that much of emotion from your audience, that's when you know, oh snap, we created a really good villain.
Like there's
Yeah,
there's
that's
two iconic posters for this movie. The other one is Joker, and because they knew how big of a character he was going to be in this movie. He's the main character
And
pretty
something
much.
about Heath Ledger as this character,
Yeah.
just he brings the crazy, which is so unfortunate that this was the last movie he ever did.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
If
Because he was so committed to this role that he overdosed and died before it came out.
Yeah.
Now, I know some people would argue that's the only reason people praise this movie as much as they do, and why it's the only reason it's good.
That is kind of a hot topic, yeah.
Yeah, like I can understand why people would
That's an
think
L
that.
take.
I don't agree with it at all, but
no, I don't like that take.
No, because if this was somebody else giving this performance, it'd still be one of the best because it's the performance and all the acting in this movie I think is good.
Yeah, there's
It's
really
like
no,
especially there's
not much
there's
more
standouts.
at all.
There's Gordon. Gordon's very good in this movie.
Gordon, I feel like he. Would you guys say he plays a bigger part here than he does in
Oh, yeah.
Begins?
Oh yeah. In Begins, he's kind of a skeptic because
Right, right, right. That's
Whereas
kind of
here he becomes Commissioner Gordon.
yes,
This is where he earns that title.
and also like he's not working with Batman, but like when Batman shows up, he's like, okay, like he's gonna help me solve this crime and know what's going on.
It's at the point where their
They're
their partnership has really grown a lot stronger.
yes, it's not as close as the Batman with Robert Pattinson, where
Yeah.
literally him and
They're
Gordon
literally
are
working
literally
together.
a unit
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
So
Taylor, what were you gonna say? You were gonna say something.
I was gonna say that the Joker in this movie is like the character, the way he's written. He's not human. He's obviously a psychopath, but like the task that Heath Ledger had was not to play a crazy man. It was to play the embodiment of craziness, and not just craziness, but like to personify the very essence of evil.
insanity, yeah.
And it's like it wasn't a person. It was everything he did represented bad, and everything
Yeah.
because
that
Deep.
Batman did.
okay, so the reason
would
that
rival it.
yes, I agree wholeheartedly. The reason why people don't call him insane, that they'll just call him crazy, is because he's insanely smart. Insane
Yeah.
people would never be able to comprehend the kind of
Right.
heist, the kind of
The
missions,
scheme- the
the
schemes, if you
schemes
will.
that he did. Yes, he's insane. He's insane,
But he's not. There's,
but he's
there's
not
a difference between insane and crazy.
exactly. He is crazy because of what he is able to accomplish when he is the head of something.
And Taylor's right.
It's-
You don't see him as a human a lot of the time. He's just the embodiment of just evil.
What makes it so interesting about this Joker is the fact that always more iconic lines. Like he tells you know how I got these scars. He tells that story differently,
times.
differently 3 times. So it's like it keeps that mystery of like how Joker's supposed to be. You don't know what his origin
Yeah,
is.
and you shouldn't really.
You should. I
And
love that
so
they
that's-
don't.
So you know that there's
It-
like 3 different ways that he's told or that he's
Uh-huh.
portrayed as far as how he got these scars.
Yep.
That's why I think he's not a character in and of himself. He represents
That's what I was gonna say. It makes
brain
him less
and the
human.
damage of
He doesn't
like,
have a
someone who
backstory, it
would
makes him
go
less
through
human.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Dang.
And another awesome thing about this Joker is when you're quoting this movie, who are you most likely quoting every time you're talking about this movie?
Yeah.
Besides the occasional Batman, where is she?
And it's
Uh-huh.
all, and it's pretty much like a lot of those iconic lines are improv.
Yeah, like
And it's
you're
impressive.
mostly gonna quote the Joker when you're talking about.
And then
this
if there's
movie.
one thing you aren't quoting, it's emotion of
yes, yeah, his little clap that's just so good. Just
improv.
just
Yeah.
It's-
I mean,
I don't know,
everything
guys.
down to the
It's,
just
it's
tiny,
incredible.
the tiny mannerisms. Like this is the best part of this movie.
I think
He's
I
far.
think the most quotable line has got to be, "Let's not do that again."
Let's not.
Let's not do that again.
Harvey. Yeah.
well, yeah, we'll
Let's
get to
talk
him.
about Harvey.
Let's get to him.
Good.
Yeah,
very
Good.
good.
yeah.
What's his actor's name? You'll know. Never mind.
He is.
What makes him so good is the fact that you have somebody like Joker. You think it's gonna be a case like any other movie where there's a couple of villains, and you think, oh, Joker's gonna outshine Two-Face.
Aaron Eckhart. Every time.
That's it. You think it's like, oh, he's gonna outshine Two-Face. No, he doesn't.
No.
No, the very end of the movie, Joker is like dealt with in that really good like skyscraper scene, and then the entire like emotional ending of the movie is just Two-Face
Yep.
and Harvey Dent.
Him leading up to the Two-Face was so good because like you saw him at the start of the movie, like he's this DA, he's gonna get criminals done, and then he kind of just slowly declines into where he becomes more crazy.
You knew he was going. You knew he was going to because like you recognize his name as Harvey Dent.
Yes.
You recognize his name
if
from
you're a
like
comic
comics
book
and
fan,
stuff.
you know.
And so, but it makes it believable because at the beginning of the movie, he's such like he's good at his job, and you're like, how can that man become Two-Face?
Yeah.
Because somebody in
It's
court,
also it's so
somebody,
dramatized because also I don't know if everybody like recognizes this, but or even agrees with me, but I think he has a pretty symmetrical face.
Yeah.
Yes, he
on,
does.
On some like I'm not even trying to like talk about his physical appearance like that, but he has a symmetrical face from what I can tell. And then to see how it all unfolds in the end is just
And with
it's like
the coin,
dramatized.
Oh my Lord.
yeah. But like what
Yeah.
you said at the beginning, how he's just like such a good guy. The fact that he has a gun pulled on him in court, and he grabs it and punches the dude, and then
And
goes,
he doesn't even.
Your Honor, I'm not done.
flinch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't even flinch.
Yeah, it's
They
and then
foreshadow that from.
There's so
the
much
beginning.
They say
foreshadowing.
So much
they
foreshadowing.
say
And-
face they say face multiple times in reference to
In
him.
reference
There's
to
a
him,
lot
yeah.
of
They
Yeah.
called him the White Knight.
The White
it's
Knight.
poetic. It's
Literally.
poetic. Like it's wild.
That's why no one's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. I know he is definitely. He probably has writers that help
They
him a
do
lot.
call him the White Knight.
They call him the White,
that's
but literally
incredible.
Christopher Nolan, you couldn't have picked a better director for.
And he was
this
and he was
trilogy.
seen as the hero of this movie, which is what they say at the very end. They don't see Batman as a hero. They
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
Harvey Dent. as a
but yeah,
hero.
but what we're saying about Harvey Dent, the fact that when you start to see that decline, when you get to the middle of the movie after Gordon was supposedly killed, and then you see Harvey essentially takes one of Joker's guys and is like, you start seeing his like Two-Face side start coming out because he starts getting really aggressive, like I said, heads you live, tails you die, and
Which
flips
is
it, lands
so
on heads,
cool.
and then it goes, let's go again.
Yeah. So one thing that I noticed, and I might be completely wrong. So at the start of the movie, when he's using the coin, he's not looking at the coin and like is kind of smiling. Towards the end of the movie, when he pulls out the coin, he's staring
he
right
stares
at
it because
And-
like in like comics and stuff,
It
he is
becomes an obsession.
he
Yeah,
is
it's 'cause-
in the comics he's
yeah.
like almost has like a split personality.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if that's meant to be in the movie, like him not looking at it, then him looking at it. But if it is,
I think with
that's
Christopher
so-
Nolan, everything is intended.
That is
Yeah.
so well done that towards the end of the movie, this coin literally decided every single move that he made in his life.
Because
I'm proud of you for
Because that's how.
Look at me! Come on,
That's
now.
how Two-Face always is. Because what you just said, I mean, that's how he is in the
he's
comics.
a split personality
Arkham
and
games.
yeah, and like the fate of everybody is decided by this one coin, and he goes by it every single time.
Mm-hmm.
He does it with Catwoman in the Arkham games too. It's
Yeah.
very good and very
Yeah.
intimidating.
Getting to one of the other big characters, because I mean
Batman.
we've mentioned him a couple times, but Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne in this movie
Very
is
good.
just like the last movie. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suit is a 10 out of 10.
He does a great job
We'll get to
being
that.
Bruce Wayne, but also does a great job being Batman. You get a little detective work in this movie.
Affleck could never.
His combos that he puts on these bodyguards and stuff like that, I love it. Just boom, boom, pow.
He throws a couple
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does.
He
He
messes up some
bags and that
puppies.
dog at the end.
I love his
Yeah.
interactions with Alfred. Oh, I love it. It's like literally
Yeah,
Alfred
Michael Caine's Alfred is
Alfred's
something.
once
and
again-
Lucius.
and Lucius too.
We haven't like properly talked about Lucius.
Because like you gotta spend a lot of time talking about Harvey and Joker. It has to be done.
yeah, because they're like the new characters and they're
The
essentially
villains make
the
the movie,
highlights.
yeah. But-
the villains make this movie.
I mean, Christian Bale he just finds such a good balance between switching between Bruce Wayne and Batman.
He's not like depressed,
and he doesn't carry over his Bruce Wayne personality into his Batman personality.
Two very different.
And then he doesn't take his Batman personality into his Bruce Wayne personality. It's two separate people, and that's why it's so.
Which is why I appreciate this compared to like the Batman, which like it's a younger stage of Batman, so his personalities have become like one personality.
Yes.
Taylor, you look like you're deep in thought.
Yeah, I'm thinking about. I feel like the Batman personality does kind of leak over into his Bruce Wayne personality, just in the sense of
I can see
like his interactions with Lucius and Alfred.
Yeah,
like
I could see it.
the heroic side of things, you know, that kind of plays.
Also,
hand in
most
hand,
of the time when he's Bruce Wayne in this film, it's kind of a fake persona.
Yeah.
I mean, his real
Yeah.
self
He
is Batman.
He's Batman.
When he's
Yeah, it's
playing Bruce
a
Wayne.
fake thing that he's
Because
putting
really,
on. Yes.
realistically, the only things he thinks about now is how do I save the city? How do I become Batman?
Because
or
this
something like
this
that.
entire movie, he's like obsessed with Joker because like he's a terrorist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's also
Bruce Wayne is more.
He's also obsessed
Yeah.
with Rachel. The suit's a 10 out of 10. Let's talk
Suit's
about that real
great.
quick. It's a 10.
I
It's
like-
not quite 10 in my book, but I really like the suit. They fixed it. It's not
think
as
it finally
rubbery.
It
Move his
looks
neck.
As
way,
the
it looks
first
really
film.
rubbery in the first one. In
It's,
this one,
it's iconic.
it's iconic. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's iconic. Yeah.
He looks like, I don't know what it is, but like some of his other suits, he looks so bulky. This one, it's more slim, and it's
Yeah.
just more like I'm freaking
Tactical.
ripped. Yes, like
Tactical's a good word.
that is a very good word.
Because that's what he wanted.
Yes.
I think
I mean,
my
that
one
is
thing
the
with the suit.
Batman in this is very
And the next
military.
movie has like a retractable cape, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think my one thing with the suit is that something about the face, like the cowl,
I
something
hate the
about
nose.
The
That-
really
It's
that might be
long.
what it
The
is.
flat,
It's long.
pointy nose. I don't like.
There's
that.
something about the mask that just kind of throws me off, and where I can't say this is my favorite Batman.
Is
suit.
it because like it's really skinny?
It's the
That's
skinny
a factor,
nose
but not
for
as
me.
big a factor. Something in the mask. It may be the shape of like the mouth.
No.
Or something about it looks kind of off to me, and I don't know why.
But
Like,
it's still
it's-
fire.
It's still a great suit. Do not get me wrong.
Right,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's just not...
Everyone's got their favorite Batman suit.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're lying.
Alfred.
Yeah, Michael Caine.
Master Bruce.
I knew he was gonna do that.
Master Bruce.
Still standing by what I said.
The
Batman
Lamborghini,
Begins.
man.
He's my
A day in the
favorite.
life.
I
of a
love
tree
Andy
prince
Serkis's
of
Alfred though. I love
He's
Andy
good. I
Serkis.
definitely
Yeah.
do prefer this Alfred, but that Alfred is close.
But I mean, Alfred was amazing. Lucius is you couldn't
Yeah,
have
Morgan
you could.
Freeman, man.
Lucius Fox was perfectly casted by Morgan Freeman. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine another actor.
He
Yeah,
probably
it's
just walked
perfectly
up to them and was
played.
like, I'm playing Lucius Fox.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm playing Lucius Fox. Yeah.
I tried to do a Morgan Freeman. It didn't work.
If the highlight of this movie is not at the bare minimum the villains, it's the cinematography and,
It's very
and
yeah,
the
there's
action.
so
music.
many.
The
yeah.
Music is
The
so amazing.
music.
Hans Zimmer,
music.
bangers
Kills
as
it.
usual.
Calm down.
The
Yeah.
scenes of the city right before chaos happens.
I will say one of the
Beautiful.
one of the
Cinematography
best
is
shots I've
incredible.
ever seen in any movie was that shot after Rachel dies, where it's
The
like
burning
it's him
fire
in the
in the
background.
background.
It's
Yeah.
like
Which
it's him
they
in the
have in the
foreground.
Lego Batman movie.
Dude, Lego.
I love how
Batman
that's the
is so
first
good.
thing that
Have
he
y'all done
said
a
whenever
review
that
for
showed up.
No, but it's
Can I please be a part of that? If y'all do that,
Heck
Lego
yeah.
Batman
We're
is
doing that.
So good.
it's one of the best Batman movies ever made.
So good, dude.
Yes, we will.
No,
we
I don't
will.
want to do
At,
that.
at some
I love
point, we will
doing
do
that
a review
impression.
for
It's
that.
so fun.
We also haven't talked much about the combat in this movie.
Good.
Hand to hand's pretty chill.
Hand to hand's pretty good, but I would love to see Joker kind of get. I know that's not Joker's priority.
Right.
His
He does it a lot more than you would think he would
Yes,
do.
his is more the outsmarting aspect.
He's a
Good
physical
stuff for
Joker
him.
though.
But I
Mind
do.
over muscle.
Yes, I think we should go around saying our favorite scene from the movie.
Logan's going first.
Before we give our ratings, you
Logan's
cool
going
with that,
first.
Christian?
Yeah, and also while I think of it, make sure we don't miss anything because we really can't miss anything with this movie.
I
Well-
really like the party scene up until they fall out of the building.
Yes.
Up until that point is
What-
a great scene.
The one line I always find myself saying over and over is after Joker says, "This will fighting you." Oh, I like that.
You forgot to lick your lips. Did that land in
Yes, in the
something?
trash can.
Let's go.
W.
Christian, what about you?
My favorite scene is, see, there were a couple times throughout this movie where I was like, "Oh, that's my favorite scene," and I kept saying
Same here.
it.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Jackson did it a ton.
I think I did it 4 times throughout this whole movie.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But if I had to
this.
solidify my favorite scene, it's it's the car chase scene. I
Yeah.
like
It's
Batman
good.
movies and car chase scenes, like, and the fact that all the stunts were from like the semi flipping over
That
to
was
Batman
really
somehow
sick.
jumping in the Batmobile in front of a RPG that Joker's firing.
So tough.
It's just
So
and the fact that
tough.
it's all
yeah.
practical is just mind blowing.
It's really good, but when you're up against like the patents, if you put it up against the patents, it's a very
Well, also,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
but
different.
okay, but
Pattinson-
Pattinson
Different
did
magnitude.
I'm
Different
trying to think. Does
magnitude.
Pattinson have the bike that Bale has?
No, he didn't have a
Okay,
bike. No.
the whole
he has a bike at the end.
He has
I
a
don't,
bike.
I don't know if you can add the clip of Batman going up on the building and then just basically reversing and going
fire.
back on it.
And
It's
Oh,
so
yeah,
I'll put that in.
That is so
the wheel
cool.
turn, the bat cycle
Yeah.
is so sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally,
And I love that it's not a one-off. They have it throughout the end, like the entire movie. He uses it at the very end a lot.
literally he just
and they use it, and if I remember correctly, they use it in the next movie.
It's
If I
so
remember
cool.
correctly.
Jackson,
Yeah,
what
it's-
is your favorite scene from this movie? Say one.
My favorite scene's probably got to be the interrogation between Batman and the Joker.
Yeah, that's
Joker the whole time is just playing him like a fiddle. Batman, he's so. This is the one scene where Batman is just outclassed. Let's be honest.
And
Bat-
off the hinge.
Like,
yeah,
he
in every
gets him
media,
mad.
you know,
He's
Batman's
just-
biggest weakness is people he cares about.
exactly like
because he
he's-
makes him mad.
like
And
like,
his
actually.
one rule that he won't break.
he like the question where Batman goes, then why do you want to kill me? And then Joker just is like, I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you?
Yeah.
Literally, it's just so. It just encapsulates English
Encapsulates.
how good of a villain Joker is
Yeah.
and how much he got under Batman's skin. Because let's admit it, he got under his skin to where Batman was not really in the right frame of mind to be Batman in that instance. He was trying to investigate and interrogate him. He really didn't get the answers that he wanted, and it's because Joker was just playing him. And that's just a part of this movie where the Joker has that upper hand on him. And so it's my favorite part of the movie.
Mine is towards the end. It's the whole skyscraper scene where Lucius is like guiding him with the does that have a name? The thing where they
Sonar.
the sonar, yeah.
Sonar.
Sonar,
It's that
something,
scene in that skyscraper is probably my favorite. Where it's like it's a cool twist. It's the most Joker thing ever. He takes civilians and like makes it look like they're like his goons and stuff. All the combat in that is very good. You get to see like all of Batman's gadgets like all working like together, and it ends with one of the best monologues I've ever heard by a villain.
Yeah.
While he's hanging upside
It's so
down.
twisted how he makes the hostages look like the goons, and then the
So
goons look
smart.
like the hostages.
Oh my gosh, that's freaking genius to
Yeah.
switch the roles to
Yes.
where it confuses everybody. It's
And-
so smart.
And that monologue at the very end of it, while he's hanging upside down, is so
You're
good.
destined to do this forever.
Taylor looked at me a couple times during that. And was like,
It's because it's like
it's
like,
so
He
good.
says it. He says it all.
All right, Tay. Favorite scene? The movie.
The movie.
The whole movie.
The
No, I
entire
mean,
movie.
okay. So the my favorite scene is probably same as Jack's, the interrogation scene. But
Yeah.
I don't know if it's quite for the same reason. I think it's more of so whenever Joker said, "You're not like them," you know, they're only as good as the world will allow them to be. Does that sound right? And then he said at another point, he's like, "I'm just ahead of the curve," saying like how we all have the ability to go insane or something like that, or not insane, but like I think that was his point whenever he said, "I'm ahead of the
He just
curve."
beat us all to it.
Gosh, dude, I just can't remember. I wish I'd have taken notes whenever I saw that part. That was
I
so
used to
good.
do
But I do remember that
You
whenever
haven't
he
been doing
whenever
that
he
recently,
said
that's right.
they're as good as the world allows them to be, you looked at me and
I
go,
did it for Star
Dude.
Wars. That was serious.
I mean, there was just so many one-liners that were just so good.
Yeah, that's one of the
And
reasons
it
why.
totally drowns out the corny lines.
That's one of the
Yeah,
reasons
right.
why
That's
that skyscraper scene is my favorite. Is because the "Here We Go" is I'd say that, and I hadn't even seen this movie before today.
Yeah.
Here
We go.
So I have a couple more things, but do you guys have anything else like major?
Nah.
No, we've covered a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, because aside from like a couple nitpicks here and there, like that random guard who was in
who was in
That
Joker's
room.
cell for no
yeah,
reason.
and it's
Yeah.
like was the whole reason that he left. I'm like, why are you
Oh,
there?
here's my other thing. There's a whole bunch of instances where they'll intercut between different scenes pretty quickly, and you don't realize why they're doing it, but it turns out they're all connected in a way
And
by
usually,
Joker.
when they're doing that, it's when the violin just of the soundtrack just.
Yeah.
That's like Joker's
The
theme
like
song.
horror movie.
Like,
Yes.
for instance,
Yeah.
the one time where they find who is it? It's the commissioner, the judge, and
Harvey.
and Harvey, who they
Because
find
I-
the DNA on the card, and it cuts between all what they're doing then, and it shows that
You
two
were-
of them died at the same
You
time.
were literally dumbfounded when you were like, "How did he do that? Like, how did he
He's
get
Joker?
Because he's him."
No,
He's
but
different.
that's cinematography wise and like just like writing wise, that's genius. Like intercutting between all of them at the same time, you're like, wait, why?
Yeah.
And then they all die except Harvey.
Yeah. One of my only other things is the fact that. So one reason I've really not been as big of a fan of this movie compared to like some of us here is the fact that I feel like at times this movie can move pretty slow, and I can feel it moving slow.
At the beginning, it's a little bit.
That's
I'll give you
entirely a
that.
me thing. Like you all can easily disagree with me. But that just, I don't know, just something about like me wanting to rewatch this movie. It just, I can feel myself getting kind of like bored at times, like just because I can feel the length of the movie, and it's not even that long. It's just,
It's pretty long.
I think for
know.
the most part, the
2.5
pacing makes sense for like
yeah,
the story.
It works
Yeah.
entirely for the movie.
But
It's
all that
just-
slow parts, you get some killer dialogue.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
okay. So you're right. You're absolutely right. Like there are slow parts in the movie.
but that's where you get the stuff.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah,
So,
right.
So objectively, you're right. Subjectively, it doesn't.
You
take
enjoy
away
it.
It doesn't take away from it. From
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But aside from that, the fact that the very end of this movie is the one big thing Harvey says is you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become
Which
the
he
villain.
says towards the beginning.
There's a tattoo right there.
In the diner.
Look at that
In the-
tattoo
in the-
right on my
in the diner.
torso.
But the fact that at the very end, when Harvey does die, and Batman chooses to take the blame for everybody that Harvey killed,
It's a very
to
bad. It's a very
to
Batman
keep
thing.
Harvey's image alive, but to essentially be run out of society, because he's the hero that Gotham deserved.
It's a very Batman thing to do
Yes, and it was just such a great ending to the movie.
because he doesn't see himself as a hero.
And it also ends the movie with him saying "Dark Knight."
Dark Knight.
And then it's just dum
Well,
dum dum dum.
That's also a big testament, to why Batman is so popular, because he is different. He's different from all the other.
He's not
typical
like a
superheroes.
Superman or a.
He's
like,
not.
yeah.
I mean, you got Spider-Man and Batman. Those are my two favorite. They're arguably the most popular.
They are the most popular.
Batman.
I'm saying,
Batman has to be the most
but
popular.
the ending scene where you kind of see like what Batman is to Gotham City. That's that's a testament to why Batman is different from everybody else, and that's
Right.
why he's my favorite. DC for sure.
Because nobody else has like a city like he like.
Ain't nobody got Gotham. My
Gotham.
gosh.
That's what I'm saying.
Jeez.
We could go on forever, but
yeah, we could. I think we should probably get to our final score.
Jackson's doing it first.
Shoot. This is a movie that I have watched so many times. I thoroughly enjoy it every single time. It's up there as a top 3, not just superhero movie in general for me. It's a top 3 movie just in general. And I'm not gonna give it a 10 because I don't want to. I don't know how to explain it. But I'm gonna take away 2 little points. 1 for the recast of Rachel, and 2 for some of the cringy lines. That's why I'm going 9.8 here for The Dark Knight.
Same as Infinity War.
Yes, I'm going 9.8 here because it's just so good. And I'm sure when I watch Dark Knight Rises, I'm gonna enjoy it more. But then I'd go back and watch Dark Knight.
No, this is my favorite scene.
I can't do it. I can't pick between Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. So when we see Dark Knight Rises, I'm probably going to be raving about how much I love this movie, just like I am right now. So
Shut up.
I'm going 9.8.
I guess I'll go ahead and go.
You go ahead and go.
In the frame.
get
Yeah,
into
I'm
frame.
also not gonna give this a 10 purely because I don't want to. No, like just few very, 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 very minor things hold this back.
How many varies was that? Oh my god.
There's a few because this is a great film. Acting's incredible. The cinematography incredible. It's just the villains make this movie, and they're some of the best things in movie. In movies,
Not history, just movie.
In movie, in movie.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Put that on your tattoo.
No, really, but Heath Ledger's Joker is like one of the most iconic things in cinema history.
Yeah, not forget
And
villains, most iconic characters.
Cinema. So I'm gonna give this almost a 10 as well. I'm gonna give it a 9.6.
I'm gonna go next. How many times have me and Logan had the same score for something?
Are you?
A few.
Yep. That was the number I had in my mind was 9-6. I don't know how I haven't seen it before this. My brother's obsessed with this movie. My brother's obsessed with all 3 of these movies, and Jackson's been asking me to watch these for.
Because they're literally him. When it comes to movies,
I
I use that so often. The him stuff now. I don't know what it is, but this is him. The Dark Knight is him.
I get it. I get why
Exactly.
you wanted me to watch all
get
these
you now.
It's cinematography wise and writing wise, it is amazing. The acting is great.
Casting was
Holy
really
crap.
good.
Acting wise, it's fantastic. And villain wise, as a collective, it's probably the best in movie. As I heard Lord and Savior Logan would say.
Yeah.
Lord and Savior.
in movie.
In movie.
Yeah, 9-6 was the number I had. Like, probably like halfway through the movie. Is because it's made by the villains, man.
I guess Christian's got to go last. So Taylor, go ahead and take the spotlight.
Yeah. Okay. So this is my second favorite movie of all time. This
That's one.
is Breakfast Club.
That's right. You don't
Good movie.
It's probably objectively the best superhero film, in my opinion, of all time.
I can understand that argument.
It's a larger than life film. It's the type of.
That's a good.
I mean, it's,
Preach it.
look, I could go on and on, but like it's almost
Too good.
it's almost so good that I can't.
Also, this movie
It's so
came out
good, like,
2000.
you can't-
words.
You can't put it into words. You
I
have to
can't put it
watch
into
it.
words.
Also, something
My
this
words
movie,
don't do it justice. It's
This movie came out in 2008, and
larger
it
than
looks.
life, and that's all I
it
can
just,
really
it's
say.
Don't
just,
talk justice.
yeah.
That's all I can say.
This came out in
Larger
2008.
than life. It's super.
It's
cute.
It's super. It's
Nah.
it's a movie.
It's just movie, man. My score is 9.8.
Bingo.
Okay.
The man,
Give
the
it a 10.
legend, Christian Hopkins.
Okay, so I love this movie, as anybody should. I think a part of me does enjoy Batman Begins more, but I do think this is a
Fair.
better movie because the villains, like you said, Logan, the villains make this movie what it is. They are just so iconic. There's just, aside from a couple of nitpicks, there's nothing like, wow, holy crap, bad about the movie. Even though it might not be my favorite, it doesn't change the fact that objectively it is one of the best.
He's cushioning for the impact.
So I think
Hey, if he
What'd
gets
you, what'd
to
you get
10.
Batman Begins again?
9-8.
8.
Okay, yeah.
Now, if I were to bump that down, it would probably go to like 9-6. I probably would bump.
Okay,
Batman
wait.
Begins
Did
to-
you say you like Begins better?
I like it better,
Okay,
but
okay.
this is objectively better.
Objectively.
Yes. So Batman Begins.
Okay,
If
yeah,
I
those are-
if I
those are
were to
different
if I
things.
were to
Okay.
bump it down, I'd go Batman Begins down to 9-6.
Okay.
I'm going this a 9.5.
So are you officially bumping down Begins?
A little bit, yeah. It ranges either way. It ranges from like 9.6 to
Okay.
8. Because Begins is still my favorite of the trilogy, just because I have the most fun watching that one. But I'm still sticking this a 9.5, just because it's just so good, and that's all I got.
That's all he's got.
I want to go on record and say that Batman Begins for me is criminally underrated, but I'm kind of with that underrated crowd. Like I think it's probably like a 9.2.
What did I give it?
I gave it an 8. I feel like
You
I'm an
both
8.
gave it an 8.
What did I give it?
Bingo.
I gave it
I gave
an.
like
I
a
mean, you. I
It's
think
seven,
you went
yeah.
like you started 7 something.
I did.
7,
That's
8.
bonkers,
You did
bro.
originally.
I gave it like an 8.7.
I said 8. It's just this
I-
fits my style of movie more.
It's. I used my knowledge of the next movie against Batman Begins, which I
I think
shouldn't
so.
have, because I just compared just how good the Joker was to Ra's al Ghul. While Ra's al Ghul is amazing, he's not on the same platform
Yeah.
as the Joker.
So that'll do it for our review of The Dark Knight. Stay tuned for next time, where we finish off the trilogy with The Dark Knight
Where
Rises.
Jackson will do
Oh.
something in his pants.
I just don't know. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I can't. I'm gonna have to watch Rises again just to see which one I like better, and I
Yeah.
can't choose. I don't know.
But stay tuned for the review after that. So to give a little bit of like, I guess, a schedule of like review, like franchise wise. So
Literally.
what we're doing after Dark Knight Rises will be, because by that point
Literally.
it'll be a 500 subscriber
Literally.
special review for the TV show
Literally.
Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Show.
So then after that is actually we're going to start another franchise by heavy request from both Jonah and Logan where we start the Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah.
Which,
I haven't seen
which,
it.
fun fact, is actually the first time we use this equipment. Since this will be the first video that goes up with us using all this equipment, please give us some feedback on what you guys think of us actually having a mic and like a studio light. It makes us official.
And then, do you want to talk about what we're gonna do after Harry Potter? Do you want to leave? Or you want to?
Well, like a little bit. So after Harry Potter, what we're considering doing is doing season reviews of The Mandalorian, leading up to when season 3 premieres.
Yeah.
And then after that, will probably be Transformers.
I love Transformers.
As sort of a lead up to that new
I've
movie.
never seen it.
I've never seen it either. We're also going to try out this equipment on the Man to Man podcast. So,
Yeah.
Plug,
Yeah.
shameless plug.
Little
shameless
plug
plug.
there.
Got
Let's,
to.
At the
And
time-
in a couple episodes, you'll see.
we're going to have the Shree guys on the Man to Man podcast.
And we might be
in this
on
room.
other episodes as well.
Yeah.
Who
so,
knows?
Just check it out, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
Shameless
little-
plug.
At,
You don't
at,
have
at the time of this video,
No, you
going
have
up-
to.
Yeah, at the time of this video has gone up. Episode 11 will have just come out a couple days ago. So in other words,
out.
yeah,
My dog.
Shouting you out.
this man gave me a shout out, and that's when I'm
I did.
giving him a shout out. So if for some reason you're not subscribed to the Man to Man podcast for any sports talks or just any like
Anything in general.
anything in
Any
general,
of the people
No fake
in
news.
Christian's crowd are fans of sports.
Do it.
Yes.
Yes.
But we also
But-
we like to appeal to other audiences. We had a whole podcast with no sports talk at all. We
Wow.
talked about annoying things in this world, and we talked about things you don't want to say to your parents.
That's good.
That's relatable to everybody.
Just
There
random,
you go.
just random, whatever
Just
you,
random
whatever
stuff.
you
If
feel.
you like podcasts, I listen to Jackson in the shower.
I
That's
listen to Jackson before I go to bed.
You know what, Logan? I don't think you're lying.
I'm not. I wake up.
That's the-
I turn on the Man to Man podcast. I get in the shower and I get ready for my day.
We're gonna try to get as many Cherie employees on the podcast as possible, and just talk about our crazy Cherie experiences.
I'll have to think. Oh, no.
So check me out on the Man to Man podcast.
yes, link to Jackson's channel will be right below in the description.
Click it now.
Yes, for sure. And
I hope the mic caught that one.
I bet you could hear that.
you probably could. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Later, webheads.
Later, fat gooches.
Web gooches.
He's a silent guardian, a watchful protector, a dark knight.